Look at that clock. It's ticking. And I truly mean this, time is running out. Every single day, you wake up and you face the same reality: rising prices, stagnating wages, the relentless pressure of bills piling up. You watch others seemingly succeed, while you feel trapped, stuck in a financial vice grip. You've been told to be realistic, to settle, to accept a future where true financial freedom is just a pipe dream for the elite. They've preached despair, ridiculed your hope in anything outside the old system. If you felt that crushing weight, that suffocating anxiety, that burning anger at being left behind, comment HBAR breakthrough below right now. Let me know you're ready to fight back. Because what if every struggle, every doubt they instilled, was just their final desperate attempt to hold you down, before your ultimate financial breakthrough? This isn't just about crypto, this is about reclaiming your dignity, your freedom, your future. This is about watching the very asset they overlooked, Hedera HBAR, ignite into a violent pump that rips you out of the grind and launches you into a life you only dreamed of. This is the urgent truth. And if you've had enough of struggling, your escape is here. The financial world has always kept you in the dark, feeding you narratives designed to control your choices, to keep you small and compliant. But while they were busy spewing doubt, something profound, something truly revolutionary, was happening beneath the surface, preparing your escape. We're witnessing a pivotal moment where charts are breaking out of long downtrends, preparing for the next big wave to the upside. Volume is surging across the board. BAR's volume in the last 24 hours alone is up over 47%, clearing $1 billion. And crucially, Bitcoin dominance just continues to sell off. All these signals are screaming one thing: alt season is about to officially begin. This isn't a fleeting trend or empty hype. This is the undeniable signal that phase 2 of this cycle has commenced, a phase they desperately wanted you to miss, a phase that directly addresses your need for real, tangible wealth. I'm going to reveal why Hedera HBAR, which has been consistently overlooked, is now perfectly positioned to be your arc in this coming tidal wave of wealth. This is the urgent truth you need to hear, and ignoring it now is an act of self-sabotage that will condemn you to the very financial struggles you're desperate to escape. For years, Bitcoin dominance was the silent killer of altcoin dreams, holding your smaller, promising investments like HBAR captive. It siphoned liquidity, making growth feel impossible for anything else. You watched, helplessly, as Bitcoin moved, and your own portfolio stagnated or even bled out, leaving you frustrated, questioning your decisions. But now, that oppressive reign is ending. We are finally seeing big impulsive red candles dropping to the downside on Bitcoin dominance, plummeting below 62%, having completely lost its upward trend. This is precisely why, even with Bitcoin's recent stability, altcoins are exploding. It's like the fever of Bitcoin dominance is finally breaking, allowing the rest of the market to breathe again, to actually thrive. But here's the unsettling question that will truly infuriate the Bitcoin maximalists and leave traditional investors bewildered. The question that unlocks your financial freedom. How does a continued sustained breakdown in Bitcoin dominance truly unlock BAR's full parabolic potential, allowing it to finally break free from Bitcoin's gravitational, suffocating pull and achieve unprecedented gains, finally validating your patience and turning your anxiety into anticipation? The answer is a complete reordering of the crypto universe, an HBAR breakthrough that will redefine your wealth. This weakening in Bitcoin dominance is the unmistakable green light for altcoins, a literal oxygen mask for a market that was suffocating your portfolio. Think of it like Bitcoin being a dictator, hogging all the resources, leaving your investments starved. When its dominance drops, it's like power being redistributed, allowing the previously oppressed to flourish, allowing your HBAR to finally stretch its legs. We are seeing Bitcoin dominance plummet below its May lows on the weekly chart, a brutal technical breakdown that seasoned traders have been anticipating for years, while the mainstream simply ignored it, leaving you confused and worried. This isn't just a blip, it's a structural shift. This means the market's attention, and its colossal capital, is actively diversifying. This shift, this redistribution of market energy, is creating the ideal conditions for altcoins to not just move, but to pump violently. It's why you're already seeing HBAR up 36% in the last 7 days, despite it still being only 25 cents. While other altcoins like XLM surged over 100%, HBAR is just getting started. This breakdown of Bitcoin dominance is the first crucial system update that allows the entire altcoin ecosystem to thrive, confirming that the biggest leg of this cycle is now kicking into overdrive. The market's lungs are finally clear, and they are preparing for a massive intake of liquidity that will send HBAR price skyrocketing, finally relieving the pressure you've been under. This is your hope taking flight, ending the paralysis you felt. We've identified the oxygen mask for altcoins. But every system needs sustained blood flow to achieve explosive growth. What if there's a massive, unprecedented blood transfusion of billions, perhaps trillions, of dollars about to flood into the crypto market from traditional finance, despite their public denials and private lobbying against us for years, lobbying that hurt your portfolio? We're talking about institutional money, the kind of capital that dwarfs retail investments and can move markets on an unimaginable scale. While you've heard about Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs, what if these were just the initial trickles before a genuine tidal wave? What if countries and massive financial entities, traditionally against crypto, are now being forced to adopt it out of pure self-preservation and fear of being left behind, fear they created? How will this final colossal injection of capital from traditional finance, specifically targeting overlooked giants like Hedera HBAR, not just accelerate, but literally explode the parabolic trajectory for HBAR price prediction beyond anything you could conceive, ensuring it pumps violently and makes its holders very rich? The answer lies in their forced capitulation. They can't stop it, so they're joining it, but you're getting in before they even admit their defeat, giving you the ultimate leverage against the very people who tried to hold you back. The unseen blood transfusion is the systematic, relentless integration of crypto into mainstream finance, whether they like it or not. Think of traditional finance as a massive dormant volcano that's now showing undeniable signs of eruption, despite decades of trying to suppress it, despite trying to tell you it was too volatile. The floodgates for institutional capital are slowly but surely opening for the broader altcoin market, not because they want to, but because they have to, watching you succeed. We just saw Hedera HBAR ETPs go live with Valor Digital Securities on the SIX Swiss exchange. This is monumental, because for the longest time, HBAR was overlooked by institutions, and you felt that frustration. But now, it's on the same list as major players like Solana and ICP. This confirms that these institutional giants, who once poured money into lobbying against us, who benefited from your lack of knowledge, are now actively accumulating assets like HBAR, recognizing its undeniable signals. This quiet, systematic onboarding is the genesis of what I believe will be the largest alt season in the history of crypto. The sheer weight of this combined liquidity will create a market environment ripe for unparalleled, sustained growth for HBAR price. This is the moment when years of patience, and enduring their condescension, transform into generational profit. This wave will crush those who are unprepared and elevate those who are positioned, proving all the doubters spectacularly wrong. This is your hope realized, their worst nightmare unfolding, and your ultimate HBAR breakthrough. We've seen the market signals and the institutional money pouring in, particularly for HBAR. But beyond the financial giants, what if Hedera's core strength isn't just about banks, but about deeply integrated groundbreaking projects that are quietly onboarding millions of users and trillions in value, right under the nose of the mainstream? What if these projects are so fundamentally disruptive, they guarantee BAR's survival and dominance even in a volatile future, making it not just a speculative asset, but essential infrastructure that even its biggest critics can't ignore? How is Hedera's enterprise-grade DLT, distributed ledger technology, attracting partners like Cashtree, Mars Labs, and IO Finance to solve real-world problems? From onboarding 20 million users into new reward ecosystems to tackling a $2.5 trillion global trade gap. And how will this inherent crucial utility, often overlooked by speculative traders and actively dismissed by the establishment, ensure BAR's violent pump is not just temporary, but a lasting foundation for generational wealth, making it an essential component of the digital nervous system of tomorrow's world, finally securing your long-term financial stability against all odds? This is where the smart money separates from the dumb money, and where true resilience is rewarded, putting you in control. Hedera HBAR is not just a token, it's the backbone for real-world applications solving real-world problems, bringing solutions directly to your everyday life. We just saw Hedera to Earn HD announce its launch, onboarding 20 million plus users from existing apps like Cashtree and Mars Labs into a new rewards ecosystem. Think about that, 20 million users directly benefiting from Hedera Hashgraph technology. This is mass adoption happening now. But it gets bigger. We also saw IO Finance launch its payment network on Hedera to tackle a staggering $2.5 trillion global trade gap. This is incredible. Today's system is designed by bankers, for bankers, squeezing the small businesses and people who actually make things. IO Finance uses Hedera's speed and efficiency to pay suppliers instantly, cutting out weeks of waiting and begging banks for loans. Imagine, a supplier encrypts an invoice, the company approves, and money is zapped across the globe to the supplier's wallet in stablecoins on Hedera, instantly. The buyer simply repays on the original due date. No wire fees, no cross-border delays, no loan applications. A process that once took months, now takes minutes, thanks to Hedera HBAR. This is what having an on-chain credit card machine means for businesses. This is solving a problem you probably didn't even know existed, with a solution you now own a piece of. This reminds me of the Aberdeen and Arcax partnership, targeting a $5.4 trillion FX market in the UK, massive names working with Hedera. This inherent utility, this blueprint, ensures that BAR's violent pump isn't just fleeting speculation, but a reflection of its deep, indispensable value. The world needs what Hedera HBAR offers, and no amount of negative bias can change that fact, securing your future against market whims. We've seen the market signals, the institutional flows, and the undeniable utility that weathered every storm. But there's one final profound secret, the ultimate trigger for BAR's explosive movement. What if Hedera's token supply, which once inflated and held its price back, is now almost fully released, creating an unprecedented supply shock at the very moment retail investors are about to flood back into crypto? For years, the bearish argument against HBAR always centered on its tokenomics, the slow release of supply. This caused you stress, made you doubt its potential. But what happens when that inflationary pressure is gone, and the demand from new users, the 20 million we just talked about, the trillions in trade finance, slams into a scarce supply? How will this unique combination, often overlooked by its critics, propel Hedera HBAR price prediction beyond anything we've witnessed, unleashing a torrent of capital that will redefine its entire valuation, and lead the way for other enterprise-grade altcoins to follow into unprecedented gains, proving their critics wrong once and for all, and finally rewarding your ultimate belief? The stage is undeniably set. Bitcoin dominance is collapsing, Ethereum is leading a new charge, institutional billions are flowing, billions they tried to keep out for years. The fundamental utility is undeniable, a foundation that withstood every attack. The supply is reaching full distribution, and the final psychological barriers, built by FUD and doubt, are about to shatter. We are now officially entering stage 3 of this cycle, the phase where HBAR unleashes its true power and pumps violently. This is the period of pure price discovery, where 5x, 10x, even 15x gains happen with startling ease, turning modest investments into life-changing fortunes, proving every single doubter and critic spectacularly wrong. This is our moment of vindication, your moment of freedom. Look at HBAR. It's still at 25 cents. I know it's not the 5 cents we were buying at, but it's still an incredible entry point for a 10x return to $2.50. My more conservative HBAR price prediction is $1.50 to $2, but even that is massive. The HBAR price chart on the 3-day has broken its trend line, cleared previous highs, and is forming a higher high. We need to clear 30 cents to flip fully bullish, then target 40 cents, and then you guessed it, the all-time high of 57 cents. That's a 129% push from current levels, which could happen in 1 week, or even sooner. Just remember how fast XLM went 100% overnight recently. For years, Hedera was ignored, branded as too enterprise, not retail-friendly. They said HBAR wasn't a big success in 2021, ignoring its 57x run from a penny. But back then, its supply was inflating, the ecosystem was non-existent, and there was no marketing. Today, all that's different. The supply is almost fully released, marketing is kicking up, accelerator programs are launching, and news announcements happen almost every other day. HBAR news is constantly flowing, from real-world asset tokenization to massive user onboarding. HBAR is probably one of the most bullish crypto assets right now in the space. This isn't just a pump, it's a violent pump that will define your financial future for decades. We are witnessing the largest and fastest part of this cycle. Get ready. This is where you become very rich, where your perseverance pays off. The window of opportunity is closing rapidly, and those who acted on hope, despite the conflict, despite the ridicule, will reap the most incredible rewards, while those who doubted will be left with nothing but crippling regret, stuck in the very grind you are about to escape. Don't let them win. This is your chance to claim financial freedom, to escape the daily struggle, to show them all that you were right. This is your ultimate HBAR breakthrough. You now understand the profound forces aligning to create the biggest altcoin pump in history, led by the quiet giant, Hedera HBAR. You're no longer blind to the truth. You've seen the conflict, you've defied the negative bias, and you've chosen hope. You know why this is your chance for HBAR breakthrough, your escape from the struggle. If this video has ignited your conviction, smash that like button and subscribe. Let's show them our unity, let's show them the power of our community. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this urgent message. And if you're ready to take the next step in securing your wealth, to understand how to capitalize on this massive shift, especially with Hedera HBAR in your sights, then you must watch my next video. I reveal my personal top 3 strategies to maximize HBAR gains in this bull run. The link is on your screen now and in the description below. Your financial destiny is calling. Click that video, and let's claim it together, transforming your dreams into a tangible, undeniable reality that will silence every single critic once and for all.